Hiring a developer in 2025 isn't hard. Hiring the right one, that's where most teams burn time and money, especially if you're working with platforms that don't make their pricing clear up front. Take Xteam for example. If you're not careful, you could be $24,000 in before you realize it's not the right fit. So in this breakdown, I'll walk you through how Xteam actually works, what you pay, what users are saying, and which alternatives might save you the trouble depending on what you're building. Alright, so what Xteam actually is. It's a platform that connects companies with remote software developers. The key benefit here is the flexibility. You have the option to staff a full team for a long-term project or a single developer for a shorter, more specific task. On paper, it's meant to be pretty flexible. You give them your hiring requirements through their form, and from there, their AI matches you with a few candidates. You go through interviews with the shortlisted ones, and once you find your pick, you sign contracts and start working. Here's the catch. Matching isn't instant. That initial list of candidates might take a few days or a few weeks, depending on what you're looking for. And that lag can matter a lot when you're tight on time. Alright, now let's talk about how Xteam screens their developers, because that's one of their biggest selling points. They've got a 3-step process. First is a culture fit interview. They're checking for communication skills and English proficiency. Step 2 moves to a technical interview. Here the focus is on a developer's thought process, how they solve problems, make decisions, and handle code reviews and testing. And finally, a senior Xteam engineer gives them a hands-on assessment, real-world tasks to see how they actually build. If a developer makes it through all that, they're added to Xteam talent pool and are ready to get matched to clients. Now let's take a quick look at what clients are saying. Most clients who work with Xteam seem happy with the developers they get. The feedback's generally good, people appreciate the skill level, professionalism, and how developers fit in existing teams. But it's not all perfect. One thing that comes up a lot is the limited talent pool. Some clients felt their options were pretty restricted, especially if they were looking for something super specific or niche. So while the developer quality is there, it might take a bit of digging or patience to find a match that's just right. Alright, what about pricing? Pricing isn't listed on Xteam's site, which doesn't make things easy if you're budgeting. But based on reviews and reports from past clients, you're generally looking at $50 to over $100 per hour for a developer. And here's the big one. There's a 3-month minimum commitment. That means even if you're paying at the lower end, you're still dropping at least $24,000 just to get started. So if you're a startup or a bootstrap team, that upfront commitment can be a real blocker, especially if you're still figuring out what kind of help you need. Now let's talk about pros and cons. So here's the trade-off. You get a dedicated account manager, which can be helpful if you're managing a growing team. Their vetting process is strong, so you're not likely to end up with someone who can't code. And they're built for long-term projects. If you need someone for 6 months or more, they're structured for that kind of stability. But here's where it gets tough. The hiring process can drag on for weeks, which is a problem if you need help yesterday. Pricing's not transparent, and the 90-day minimum makes you feel high risk. And if you're only looking to fill a short-term gap, it's probably not the right setup. Alright, moving on to alternatives. ReactSquad. If you're working with React, Remix, or Next.js, the first place you'll probably want to look is ReactSquad. It's a marketplace of vetted React developers for SaaS startups. But here's what sets it apart. These developers aren't random freelancers. They're full-time in-house employees at ReactSquad itself, so they're actually invested in what you're building. Each developer goes through a pretty tough vetting process. 3 interviews and a paid month-long trial project. And yeah, our CTO Jan Search personally handpicks them. So you're not just getting someone who can code, you're getting someone who consistently delivers high-quality work. ReactSquad versus Xteam, here's how they compare. Pricing. ReactSquad keeps it simple, flat $75 per hour, no surprise fees. With Xteam, you could be paying anywhere from $50 to over $100, depending on the developer. Speed. ReactSquad gets you matched in under 48 hours. With Xteam, you're looking at 1 to 4 weeks. Trial. ReactSquad offers a 7-day risk-free trial so you can test the waters. Xteam doesn't offer that. Transparency. ReactSquad gives you full visibility from the start on pricing, process, and who you're working with. Now, Xteam's still a good option for long-term multi-stack projects, but if you're focused on the front end and you don't want to waste time or budget figuring things out, ReactSquad's probably a more efficient choice. Toptal. Toptal is a global platform that helps companies hire top remote developers all over the world. They're known for having a pretty selective vetting process. Only the top 3% of applicants make it through, but that exclusivity comes with a price. Their hourly rates range from $100 to $200, and there's an extra $79 per month subscription fee just to use the platform. Compared to X-Team, Toptal gives you a larger talent pool and a 2-week trial, but both companies lean expensive and both can take up to 2 weeks or more just to actually get someone started. Gun.io. Gun.io takes a different angle. It's a global platform that connects with engineers using a mix of AI and manual screening. Rates start at $35 per hour and go up to about $90, so it's more affordable than both X-Team and Toptal. But here's a trade-off. Vetting isn't as thorough. You might run into mixed quality and their AI matching engine doesn't always get it right. So while it's fast and budget-friendly, you might need to spend a bit more time reviewing candidates yourself. They also offer a 2-week trial and their devs cover multiple stacks. Devler.io versus X-Team. Devler.io is more Europe-focused. They help companies hire freelance developers or bring people on permanently, depending on what you need. Hourly rates sit between $35 to $75, which is a decent range if you're watching your budget, and hiring is fast, so you can get started within a week. But there are catches. There's a minimum 80-hour commitment, so it's not great for super short projects. The vetting process is a bit looser, so quality can vary. And there is no free trial, so you're committing blind. Still, if you need someone fast and don't mind doing a bit of your own screening, Devler.io can be a practical option. Arc.dev versus X-Team. Arc.dev is another good option for hiring remote developers. They've got a large global talent pool and a big focus on pre-vetted candidates. Rates fall in the $60 to $100 per hour range. It's a bit more affordable than Toptal, but still up there. They also offer a 2-week free trial, but they do require a $300 security deposit. It's refundable if you don't end up hiring, but still something to budget for. Like Devler and Gun.io, vetting can be hit or miss, and hiring can take up to 2 weeks. So if speed and screening quality is critical, it's not quite as tight as something like ReactSquad. Alright, let's do a quick lightning round based on use case. Lowest hourly rates. That's ReactSquad or Devler.io. Fastest time to hire, ReactSquad or Toptal. Best if you want a trial before committing, Arc.dev, Gun.io, or again, ReactSquad. Most transparent, definitely ReactSquad. If you've got enterprise level budget and need developers fast, Toptal or X-Team. So here's the gist. X-Team works if you're ready for a long-term relationship, but that 90-day login can be a tough pill to swallow, especially if you're still in build or pivot mode. If you're working with React, Remix, or Next.js and you're tired of slow hiring, unclear pricing, and long-term commitments, ReactSquad is probably your best bet. It's built for SaaS teams that want to move fast without gambling on quality. If that sounds like something worth checking out, there's a link in the description to book a quick call. And if this video helped in any way, feel free to subscribe for more breakdowns like this. If you've got any questions about hiring, dev platforms, or anything I didn't cover, drop it in the comments and I'll make sure to get back to you. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.